What's up, guys? Cater here on a beautiful day. What's going on with your land? What's going on with your life? How you doing? How you feeling? Let me know if you can see me. I'm dropping this video today. We want to talk about the recession plan for 2022 inside of this video. So for those of you that's watching, you probably see what's happening in the market right now. Everything is going ballistic. Everything is going bananas. Rate hikes. A lot of crazy stuff going on. So let's talk about some of the plan. What can you do if you're moving into 2022? What can you do to actually go to this recession as things are falling off? You know, market is down, business is down, a lot of stuff is down right now. So what can you do? First of all, let's talk about the recession. What's the plan? What's the recession plan for 2022, right? So what is a recession? Like, a recession is when the GDP which is the gross domestic product value of goods and services, when it decreased consecutively for 2 quarters in a row. Usually that's a recession. Sometimes a recession can actually lead to depression, which is totally crazy, which is not where we want to go. So when that happens, what usually happens, the government, they increase interest rate so they can create a balance. Because what happened with interest rate going up, so it's gonna kind of create a balance in the cost of goods now, but usually it backfires because the price of everything ended up going up, and businesses now, they become scared to take out loan to borrow more money because interest rate is higher. Interest rate is gonna go higher on credit card, on houses, on, you know, if you take out a car loan, you know, if you're trying to get credit, if you're trying to get any type of loans. Well, the government increasing interest rate for the big banks, which also in turn going to increase the interest rate on the people that's trying to borrow money. So if you're a business owner, it's going to cost you more. So therefore, businesses either have to fire people so that they can sustain the same cost. So that means long term, a lot of people ended up losing money because business, it requires them a lot more money to sustain the same amount of production they used to have. And another thing that's going to happen when recession happen is that the stock market is going to tank. Let's add to that the crypto market, because now the crypto market, you know, people say, hey, it behaved differently than the stock market. But if you're in crypto, I'm sure if you invested in the stock market right now, or if you invested in crypto right now, I'm sure you have a headache looking at the bloody red candles. Yeah, you might have a day where it bounced back just a little bit, like today after the meeting. But for the last 2 months, I mean, Bitcoin is down 50% plus. Ethereum is down 50%. The whole crypto market is down 50%, even some 90% down. So a lot of the stuff is going down. So what can you do right now? What are 3 things I want to share with you? Let's share about 3 things that you can do to survive into this recession, right? There's 3 things you could do. First thing I would recommend you is to increase your business revenue. Like right now, if you don't have a business, this is the time that it is the crucial time that you want to start a business right now. And if you currently have a business, this is the time that you increase business revenue, because that's what's gonna get you through to the hard time, to the recession. That's what's gonna get you through, because if you have a business, even if prices of things goes up, if you have a regular job, right, you don't have a business, well, if price of things goes up, more likely your boss is not just going to give you a raise, right? So I mean, you're kind of stuck, right? You're kind of stuck because things are like prices of food, of gas, of housing, of everything else goes up around you, but the same amount of income that you was making is still the same. So you ended up being stuck at that level either way. So that means you either need to start a business if you don't have a business right now. If you already have a business, you want to increase your business revenue, because that's the only way you're going to be able to sustain that recession. So by increasing your revenue, it's not going to affect you as much. And the cool part about if you have a business, if the price of everything goes up, you can put the price of your products and services, the stuff that you offer to the marketplace, you can actually increase the price of these things. So therefore you can cope a lot easier with the recession than someone else that's just working a regular job. So first thing, if you don't have a business, if you want to survive this recession, start a business. If you do have a business and you're struggling, increase your price so you can increase the business revenue, either by increasing your price either by providing more products, either by providing more services, you will be able to increase your revenue. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, bro? So you can either do that, and the next thing you want to do, right, after you increase your business revenue, I know right now it sounds counterintuitive, is to invest into the stock market at the all-time low. Now, a lot of people wants to buy when things are going up, whether stock market or crypto market, it all depends which way you want to go. Now, I'm not an advisor. Let me say that, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I would not advise you what exactly to do with your money, but thinking about how the market usually goes, when it's down is usually the time that you want to invest into the stock market, because you have a much higher chance of winning. Because if everybody that's actually invested on top, they either have to wait for the market to get back up there in order for them to cash out. So you have a better entry position than most people. So if you never heard of the stock market or the crypto market and you're hearing about it now when you're inside of this recession, when things are crashing, that means you have a better entry position than everybody else that actually came in the market at tap. So if you increase your business revenue, which is your first step, and now you're making more profit, one of the things that you want to look at is to invest into the stock market. And that's why you need to increase your business revenue. You hear this term a lot. People talk about DCA, 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 DCA. Now, if you don't have a business, what's going to happen? Well, if you keep DCA from the top to where we are in the bottom, you probably have no money left. So you can't really DCA anymore, like dollar cost averaging. You can't really buy more at the bottom. So you either have to wait for it to go up. So by having a business that create revenue, then you can take your profit and invest at a lower margin. So that way you have a lot more upside than people that's already invested on the top. All right. So the next thing that you can actually do, what's up, Chris? What's going on, bro? The last thing that I want to share with you is to survive the stock market, right? One of my friend, actually, one of my brother, he does real estate right now, and he was telling me how he has a friend that really changed his life. And it's all about connection, right? By investing into real estate after the crash, right? When things starts, crashing is the best time that you want to invest. So now I would definitely say, start looking how things are gonna impact the real estate market, because with the increase in rate, a lot of people, some people might end up losing their jobs, so they probably won't be able to pay for their houses. Some people, it's sad, but it's the game to play, right? It's the game to play. So if you have the cash flow, you have a business that produces cash flow, you can jump into real estate. For example, my brother was telling me about one of his friends that wanted to invest into real estate at that moment when the market crashed. What he ended up doing, he started driving around places. He find this guy who has a building, and he went into the building, and the building was worth about $300,000 at that time. And then he came in on the first day. He's like, "Hey, dude, he asked the owner, so what's going on? Do you want to sell this building?" And he's like, "I'm having some tough time right now. Things are harsh." That's back in 2008, after the crash in 2008. Things are crazy right now. You'll never find those prices now, right? But back then, that was the price that people were dealing with. And he's like, "Yo, things are crazy right now. I'm really trying to sell this building." And he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna give you 150K cash for it." And he's like, "Nah, this is worth 300K. I'm not gonna do it right now." But because things are taking a big turn and he's not creating that much cash flow, a week later, he called the guys like, "Hey, you know what? You can take the building, take everything that's on it, give me the 150 cash." And a couple years later, the building was 3 times the value. So this is the time where people can win the fastest. So those 3 things, right? Increase your business revenue if you currently have a business. If you don't have a business, I highly recommend build a business. What's going on, Roz? How you doing on Instagram? I'm on live on YouTube too, right? So increase your business revenue if you have a business. If you don't have one, start one. Okay. Second thing, invest into the stock market at all-time low. People talk about we going ATL, all-time high. Well, now you get to invest into the stock market or the crypto market at an all-time low. So that way, if it goes back up, you ended up winning big time and start creating cash flow so you can invest into real estate. That's my plan to cope with this recession. So I just wanted to share this stuff with you. Hopefully you can go out there and kind of implement the same thing. as we grow, as we go inside of this crazy recession. But anyway, guys, just wanted to make this quick video. I'm gonna shut it off of YouTube. Listen, for those of you that's watching me on YouTube, I have a Facebook group for entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneur, people that's willing to win, take their business to the next level. The link is gonna be in the description, so click it, join the side of the Facebook group. That's where we're gonna keep the conversation going all day, all night. If you want this constant, people that are moving in the right direction with you, constant secret we share, and join that group. Or you can just go to monetizeyourbrand.group, right? Monetizeyourbrand.group. That's where we're gonna be hanging all day long. I'm gonna be sharing some massive tips on there that's gonna help you big time with your business. So go ahead and join the group. If you're watching on YouTube, click the Facebook group, click the link in the description, join the Facebook group. I look forward to seeing you in there. Let's rock that stuff. We're gonna survive this, guys. We're gonna survive this, and we're gonna make a lot of money. Follow the blueprint. Let's go.